In the grand chamber of the Galactic Council, the room hummed with tension. Massive crystalline pillars stretched from floor to ceiling, refracting light from countless stars beyond the transparent dome above. Delegates from dozens of worlds sat on raised platforms. Their forms varied, some humanoid, others utterly alien, shapes and sizes that would challenge any human's imagination. At the center, the speaker of the council called the session to order. His voice was calm but resolute, resonating through the chamber. Esteemed delegates, the matter before us is of the utmost importance. The planet Earth, located on the fringe of the Milky Way, continues to advance beyond expected parameters. Its people exhibit rapid technological growth and unpredictable cultural shifts. Our intelligence reports indicate increasing military developments that may soon challenge established galactic order. Murmurs spread across the room. Some delegates shifted uneasily, while others nodded in agreement. Ambassador Varkish of the Zarin Dominion, a towering figure cloaked in deep blue robes, rose to speak. His voice was sharp and unwavering. Earth remains a primitive world. Their history is rife with conflict and internal strife. They lack the experience to participate in the galactic community. Responsibly, we must act decisively. Approving an invasion to bring them under council control will prevent future chaos. Across the chamber, Ambassador Lyra of the Glintary Collective responded with quiet firmness. While I share concerns about Earth's volatility, conquest is a path fraught with risk. Their unpredictability may prove more dangerous than anticipated. Negotiation and guidance should be our first course. The debate raged for hours. Points were made about resources, strategic positioning, and the precedent Earth might set if left unchecked. Voices rose, alliances formed and fractured, and the centuries-old tensions between member species flared. Finally, the speaker called for a vote. The chamber fell silent. Delegates cast their votes through holographic devices glowing with individual colors. One by one, the results were tallied and projected across the dome. A majority had approved the invasion. A collective sigh echoed, some triumphant, others heavy with unease. The speaker spoke again, his voice tinged with finality. The decision is made. The council authorizes the preparation and execution of an invasion fleet. Earth will be brought under control. Let us proceed with prudence and strength. As the delegates dispersed, Ambassador Lyra lingered, staring at the stars above. We may have sealed our own fate, she murmured. Thousands of light years away, in the orbital command center of the Zarin Dominion's flagship, Admiral Kreth watched the news broadcast of the council's decision. His jaw clenched. The humans think they're ready, he said quietly, but they have no idea what's coming. Behind him, officers hurried to prepare the armada. Fleet ships powered their engines, and warships gleamed under artificial light. The invasion was no longer a plan, it was inevitable. Meanwhile, on Earth, life carried on without awareness. In a bustling city, Dr. Maya Patel adjusted her lab instruments as she monitored unusual cosmic signals. The radio telescopes detected strange bursts of energy patterns that defied natural explanation. She frowned. These signals, they're repeating with intent, she said to her assistant. But what do they mean? Governments around the world received encrypted alerts. Military strategists convened emergency meetings. Intelligence agencies scrambled to assess the risk. Yet, for most of humanity, it was business as usual. Children played under blue skies. Markets bustled. Artists painted, and dreamers dreamed. No one could have known the storm gathering above. Back in the stars, the council's decree echoed through every system. Preparations accelerated. Ships were readied, weapons loaded, and commanders briefed. The invasion of Earth was no longer theory, it was coming. But what the council did not expect was humanity's resilience, the unexpected spirit that would rise from the blue planet. Fierce and unyielding, the battle for Earth had been approved. The response was about to begin. Earth's night sky was still beautiful. To most eyes, the stars shone as they always had, silent, distant, and comforting. But beneath that tranquil surface, something new stirred. Dr. Maya Patel sat in her dimly lit observatory, eyes fixed on an array of monitors displaying streams of data. The strange energy bursts she had first noticed weeks ago had increased in frequency. They appeared as pulsing signals from deep space, intelligent, deliberate, and unlike any natural phenomenon. This pattern, Maya muttered, it's almost like a message. Her assistant, Aaron, leaned over her shoulder. Could it be alien communication? Maya shook her head. Too regular to be natural, but too complex for us to decode so far. And the timing. It seems to line up with other anomalies across the globe. Outside, the world was unaware of these subtle warnings. In New York, the morning rush spilled into crowded subways and buzzing offices. Children hurried to school, laughing and chasing one another without a care. In Beijing, markets overflowed. With vibrant colors and fragrant spices across continents, life pressed forward. Yet, governments were growing uneasy. At the United Nations, emergency meetings convened behind closed doors. Satellite images had detected unusual fleet movements beyond the solar system. Intelligence reports were conflicting. Some suggested routine patrols. Others warned of imminent aggression. Ambassador Elena Vasquez paced the conference room, her face tight with concern. We must unify our efforts. This is no longer a regional issue. Earth faces a threat unlike any before. General Marcus Reynolds, head of Earth's Defense Coalition, nodded. Our current arsenal is no match for advanced alien technology. We need rapid development and global coordination. Despite these warnings, political rivalries slowed response efforts. Distrust between nations hampered cooperation. Many still hoped the reports were exaggerations or misinterpretations. Meanwhile, rumors and speculation began to spread among the public. Social media buzzed with conspiracy theories. News outlets debated possible scenarios. Anxiety crept into everyday conversations. On the edge of the solar system, the alien invasion fleet assembled in silence. Hundreds of ships, sleek and foreboding, clustered like a shadow against the stars. Warships hummed with power. Recon drones zipped ahead, scanning for weaknesses. Admiral Crest stood on the bridge of the flagship Dominion's Wrath, eyes sharp and unwavering. Begin final preparations, he ordered. Earth will fall swiftly. Their technology is primitive. Their spirit, no match for the might of the Council. His second-in-command, Lieutenant Charles, hesitated. Admiral, reports indicate unexpected disruptions in their communications, and some strange energy fields near the planet's surface. Should we proceed cautiously? Crest's gaze hardened. Caution breeds weakness. We have approval. We will crush their defenses before they can organize. Back on Earth, subtle changes began. Scientists observed fluctuations in the planet's magnetic field. Unexplained surges of energy flickered in power grids. Satellite systems experienced brief blackouts. Communication networks reported anomalies. Dr. Patel and her team worked tirelessly, trying to understand the signals and their effects. One night, as Maya reviewed incoming data, a sudden surge caused the observatory systems to flicker. The monitors displayed a new message, complex symbols that seemed to resonate deep within her mind. She gasped, clutching her head. It's like the planet itself is waking up. Aaron looked on, alarmed. What does it mean? Maya's eyes sparkled with a mixture of fear and hope. I don't know yet, but Earth is not as alone as we thought. As days passed, Earth's leaders grew more united. The Council's invasion fleet was visible now, a looming presence in the sky. Military forces scrambled to upgrade defenses. Scientists accelerated research into new technologies. Civilians prepared for the unknown. But beneath the surface, something extraordinary was beginning. The planet itself seemed to respond. Deep below, in forgotten places, ancient systems stirred to life. Humanity stood on the edge of a storm, one that would challenge everything they believed possible. The whispers on Earth were no longer silent. The response was coming. The sky above Earth darkened not from weather, but from the approaching alien fleet. It was dawn when the sensors first detected the silhouettes. Dozens of massive ships, cold and unyielding, casting vast shadows across the thinning atmosphere. Satellite feeds from around the world buzzed with frantic alerts as the fleet slipped into Earth's orbit with silent precision. On board the International Space Station, Commander Elara Nguyen peered out at the imposing vessels. The ships dwarfed anything humanity had ever created, their hulls sleek and metallic, glowing faintly with unfamiliar energy. They're here, Elara said softly over the comms, her voice steady but tight with tension. Back on Earth, governments declared states of emergency. Citizens watched in awe and fear as news broadcasts revealed the alien armada's presence. The airwaves buzzed with speculation and worry. In the war room beneath the Pentagon, General Marcus Reynolds stared at the holographic display. Earth's orbital defenses were minimal compared to the invading fleet. Missile launchers, laser batteries, and early warning systems would be no match for the alien technology. We have to buy time, Marcus said, turning to his officers. Focus on communication jamming and electronic warfare. If we disrupt their coordination, we might slow their advance. Meanwhile, across the Pacific Ocean, Dr. Maya Patel and her team monitored the fluctuating energy readings emanating from the planet. The strange signals continued to intensify, intertwining with Earth's magnetic field. There's a connection, Maya told Aaron. The core beneath us is reacting. Aaron frowned. If it's ancient technology, how can it help? US now. Maya didn't answer. She was too focused on deciphering the complex signals streaming through her data. As the alien fleet positioned itself, the first strike came swiftly, high above major cities. Beams of concentrated energy lanced out from the warships, targeting communication satellites and military outposts. Explosions flared in orbit, severing key links between Earth and its defenses. Panic rippled across the globe as cities experienced sudden blackouts and loss of contact. Automated defense systems faltered, unable to respond to the precise, rapid strikes. On board Earth's few remaining orbital platforms, soldiers scrambled to mount counterattacks. Small fighter crafts launched toward the invaders, weaving through barrages of energy fire. Despite overwhelming odds, human pilots fought fiercely. Lieutenant High Malik led a squadron in a desperate attempt to protect the communication relay. "Hold the line," High shouted over the roar of engines. "We can't let them silence us." His team dodged and weaved through plasma blasts, launching missiles with limited success. Still, the enemy's shields absorbed most damage effortlessly. Back on the surface, humanity's military forces prepared for the worst. Ground-to-orbit missile batteries were fired in rapid succession, lighting up the night sky. Anti-aircraft guns and experimental energy weapons blazed against the invading ships. Yet, the invaders adapted quickly, shifting formations and deploying advanced drones to intercept attacks. The Council's forces operated with brutal efficiency, expecting a swift conquest. What they did not anticipate was humanity's relentless spirit and ability to improvise under pressure. On the streets below, civilians joined the effort, engineers modifying weapons, programmers hacking communication systems, volunteers organizing. Emergency response teams died in a hidden underground facility. The ancient core stirred fully awake. Its systems, once dormant for millennia, now pulsed with energy. The AI interfaced with Earth's networks, spreading its influence quietly but rapidly. Dr. Patel watched in awe as the core unlocked new technological capabilities: adaptive shielding, advanced energy manipulation, and accelerated data processing. This could change everything, she whispered. The core did not speak in words, but in purpose. It was a guardian, a catalyst, an ancient force ready to defend its home. As the first day of battle ended, Earth's forces were battered but unbroken. The alien fleet maintained control of orbit, but resistance was stronger than expected. Admiral Kreth frowned as he reviewed reports. The humans' resilience and evolving tactics challenged his assumptions. "They fight with desperation," Kreth muttered, "but their defiance is unsettling." Back on Earth, Maya's thoughts lingered on the core's potential. The battle had only begun, and what came next could reshape the fate of the planet. The shadow over orbit was a warning. Earth would not surrender quietly. Deep beneath the surface of Earth, far below cities and continents, something stirred that had lain silent for thousands of years. Hidden in a labyrinth of tunnels beneath Antarctica's ice, an ancient chamber pulsed with faint light, an artificial heart awakening from a long slumber. The core, a powerful AI system constructed by an unknown civilization whose existence was erased by time, had been dormant, waiting for the right moment to rise. Dr. Maya Patel stood before the chamber's control interface, her eyes wide with disbelief and hope. With the recent surge of strange signals and the alien invasion overhead, she and her team had unknowingly reactivated the core systems. This technology, it's beyond anything humanity has ever created, Maya said softly, tracing her fingers over the alien symbols glowing on the console. "It's alive." The core responded not in words, but in waves of energy and data that spread through Earth's networks, intertwining with every device and system. It was a sentient force, a guardian attuned to the planet itself. As it interfaced with humanity's technology, the core began to upgrade defenses across the globe. Satellite arrays blinked back to life, shield generators powered on its secret. Bunkers and communication networks stabilized despite ongoing assaults. Above ground, soldiers felt the difference. Weapons systems operated with new precision. Tactical data streamed directly to their heads-up displays. Machines learned and adapted, mirroring the core's vast intelligence. Lieutenant High Malik noticed it during his next sortie against the alien fleet. His fighter's controls felt smoother, its targeting systems faster and more accurate. Feels like the whole planet's fighting with us now, High said, a rare smile breaking through the tension. Meanwhile, Admiral Crest stared at the new data reports coming in from the invasion fleet. The humans were no longer passive prey. They were becoming something else, something unpredictable. Analyze their upgrades, Creth ordered. Identify the source. If it's some kind of planetary defense, it must be destroyed. Elite strike teams prepared for covert missions to locate and eliminate the core, but Earth's surface was vast, and the core's influence was hidden in places too remote and secure to find easily. On the ground, General Marcus Reynolds coordinated a rapid expansion of Earth's defenses. Using data from the core, scientists developed new energy shields that could absorb and redirect the aliens' plasma blasts. Weapon designers created adaptive rounds that adjusted to enemy armor in real time. The core is not just a weapon, Marcus told his officers. It's a force multiplier, a game changer. As the battle raged in orbit, a new front opened beneath the ice. Exploration drones sent by human forces detected massive underground structures linked to the core. Vast hulls lined with glowing panels and incomprehensible machinery stretched for miles. In one chamber, the core projected a holographic map of the solar system, highlighting energy flows and hidden nodes of power. Maya and her team realized the core was not only protecting Earth, but could extend its influence beyond, potentially affecting the alien fleet ships directly. This could be our advantage, Maya said. If we can connect to the core fully, we could control the battlefield. The team worked tirelessly to establish a direct interface. The core, in return, fed humanity knowledge, ancient engineering blueprints, advanced energy manipulation techniques, and tactical insights far beyond Earth's current understanding. Back in orbit, the alien fleet struggled to adapt. Their once confident strikes met with resistance and failure. Communication jamming no longer silenced Earth's networks. Shielded cities withstood bombardments. Human pilots flew with unprecedented coordination. Admiral Crest's frustration grew. The humans have awoken something beneath their world, he admitted quietly. We must reconsider our approach. But within the council chambers, hardliners refused to accept defeat. They pushed for greater force, threatening to unleash weapons of mass destruction on the planet. Ambassador Lyra, who had warned against rash action, pleaded for caution. This is no ordinary enemy. They have a guardian of force tied to their planet. Destroying it may awaken powers we cannot control on Earth. As the core's power grew, humanity felt its presence more deeply. It was not just technology, it was a living part of the planet's soul. People reported strange sensations, bursts of clarity, flashes of insight, and a growing connection to the world around them. The invasion was no longer just a battle for survival. It was the awakening of something greater. And humanity was ready to rise. The battle for Earth had shifted. What had begun as a swift and brutal invasion now faced an enemy transformed by an ancient power, awakening beneath the planet's surface. Humanity was no longer caught in the shadow of fear, but fueled by a fierce resilience and the core's guidance. In the war rooms scattered across the globe, General Marcus Reynolds and his commanders coordinated a new wave of counterattacks. Using data fed by the core, Earth's military forces adapted their tactics and weaponry faster than the invaders could anticipate. New energy shields were deployed around key cities, shimmering with a protective glow. Missile launchers fired advanced projectiles that changed trajectory mid-flight to avoid interception. Electronic warfare teams jammed alien sensors, blinding their fleet at crucial moments. On the front lines, soldiers like Lieutenant High Malik moved with enhanced awareness. His squadron, equipped with core-assistant armor and communications, executed precise strikes against enemy drones and supply vessels. We're not just fighting to survive, High told his team. We're fighting to show them who owns this planet. The alien commanders were stunned. Admiral Crest stood on the bridge of Dominion's Wrath, watching as his fleet took heavier losses than ever before. Human fighters now employed guerrilla tactics combined with advanced technology, disrupting formations and striking key points. We underestimated them, Crest admitted to his staff. Their adaptation speed is unlike any enemy we faced. The Council's invasion strategy, built on overwhelming firepower and technological superiority, was unraveling. To turn the tide, the Council dispatched elite task forces veteran warriors and strategists trained for covert sabotage and rapid assault. Their mission was clear: find and destroy the core. And secret operations beneath Earth's surface. Alien agents infiltrated remote research outposts, hunting for signs of the core's location. But they found more than just technology. They encountered a planet fiercely defended by both human will and the ancient AI. In one intense encounter, a squad of elite operatives was ambushed by a coordinated force of core-empowered soldiers. Using energy fields generated from the core's network, the humans turned the underground tunnels into traps. The alien attackers were forced to retreat, surprised by humanity's growing mastery of their own planet's defenses. Across the globe, civilians rallied. Engineers and technicians worked day and night, retrofitting vehicles and weapons with core-inspired technology. Schools turned into training centers. Volunteers helped fortify cities. Maya Patel watched the transformation with awe and pride. The core's influence extended beyond machines. It inspired people. Humanity is waking up, she said to Aaron. We're not just reacting, we're evolving. The alien fleet regrouped in orbit, preparing for another major assault. Earth's forces had grown bolder. Satellite arrays coordinated strikes from space, targeting key warships. Human pilots executed daring maneuvers, exploiting weaknesses revealed by the core's intelligence. In one dramatic battle near the moon, High Malik's squadron intercepted a fleet of alien bombers intending to devastate a major city. Stay tight, High commanded. We've got one shot. Using newly developed energy shields and advanced targeting systems, the humans outmaneuvered the bombers, destroying them before they could release their payloads. The victory sent a wave of hope across Earth. Back in the council chambers, the mood was tense. Some delegates called for immediate withdrawal, fearing a costly defeat. Others insisted on escalating the war, pushing for devastating weaponry that could annihilate entire continents. Ambassador Lyra, standing firm, pleaded for diplomacy. This war is unlike any before. Earth is not a prize to be won by force alone. We must seek understanding before it's too late. Her words echoed in a chamber divided by fear and pride. As the battle raged on, one truth became clear. Humanity's spirit was unbreakable. The core had awakened more than just technology. It had awakened a force of determination and unity, and Earth was fighting back. The war for Earth was no longer a simple battle of firepower. It had become a test of wills, strategy, and the unexpected power of unity. In the Galactic Council's chamber, the mood was fracturing. The decision to invade Earth, once unanimous, now faced fierce opposition. Ambassador Lyra stood again before the assembly, her voice steady but urgent. We face an enemy unlike any we anticipated. Their connection to their planet and the core technology is more than defensive, it is symbiotic. Continued aggression risks not only our forces, but the balance of this region of space. Her words were met with a mix of skepticism and quiet concern. Ambassador Varkish of the Zaran Dominion, his deep voice filled with frustration, countered sharply. We cannot allow one primitive world to defy the Council. Our strength depends on order. We must press the attack and break their resistance. The murmurs of doubt spread among the delegates. Reports from the front lines painted a picture of a battle dragging on with heavy losses and no clear victory. Back on Earth, General Marcus Reynolds gathered his senior staff in a fortified command center. The data streamed in alien fleet positions, damage reports, core system upgrades. The Council's grip is weakening, Marcus said grimly. We're seeing less coordinated attacks. Their commanders are divided. His intelligence officers confirmed intercepts of Council communications, revealing dissent among their ranks. Meanwhile, Dr. Maya Patel and her team worked feverishly to expand the core's reach. The AI was now guiding new projects, adaptive weapons, planetary shields, and communication networks that operated beyond alien interference. The core is teaching us how to fight smarter, Maya explained. We can anticipate their moves. In orbit, the alien fleet faced logistical nightmares. Supply lines were strained, and morale was slipping. Admiral Kreth convened his officers. We must find new allies, he said. This fight cannot be won by force alone. To that end, covert envoys were sent to fringe species, some skeptical of the Council's motives, others eager to challenge the dominant powers. Unexpectedly, a small coalition of neutral systems responded, offering aid, supplies, and tactical support to Earth. This alliance, born of mutual interest and a shared respect for Earth's resilience, shifted the balance. On Earth's surface, the atmosphere was a mix of cautious hope and relentless preparation. Communities fortified their cities and adapted technologies granted by the core. Scientists and engineers shared knowledge across borders. Even former rival nations cooperated with a unified goal: survival and victory. Lieutenant High Malik flew another mission, this time alongside allied pilots from distant systems. Together, they struck at vulnerable points in the alien fleet, disrupting supply routes and communications. Never thought I'd fly with an alien, High joked over comms. But I'm glad they're on our side. His laughter was a rare spark of light in a dark time. The Council's internal strife reached a boiling point. Some factions pushed for a negotiated peace. Recognizing the cost of the war was to hide out others. Plotted escalations, threatening to deploy devastating weapons that could irreparably damage Earth's ecosystem. Ambassador Lyra risked her position to propose a historic summit, inviting Earth's leaders and the core itself to speak. This war can end, she said. If we listen, if we learn, we can find a path forward. On Earth, as negotiations were quietly arranged, the core's influence grew stronger. It began to communicate directly, not through humans or machines, but as a voice felt in the minds of those who sought it. My experienced it first. A calm, ancient presence offering wisdom and strength. We are the guardians of this world. The core's message echoed in her thoughts. Together, we can shape a future of peace. The war was far from over, but a new hope had been kindled. The Council approved the invasion, then faced a response they never expected. A planet united, an ancient power awakened, and a galaxy watching as the fate of Earth hung in the balance. The galaxy held its breath for the first time since the invasion began. Representatives from the Galactic Council and Earth's leaders, accompanied by the core's digital presence, prepared to meet on neutral ground an orbiting station at the edge of the solar system. The station, a relic from a forgotten era, was battered but functional. Its vast conference chamber was illuminated by the distant glow of Earth, a planet scarred by conflict but still defiantly alive. Ambassador Lyra stood at the head of the council delegation, her expression weary but determined. Across the table sat General Marcus Reynolds, flanked by Dr. Maya Patel and Commander Elara Nguyen. Representatives of Earth's military, scientific, and space forces hovering nearby. The core's holographic avatar shimmered, a complex, ever-shifting form of light and circuitry embodying the ancient AI's vast intellect. This summit is our chance, Marcus said quietly to Maya. To end this war before it destroys us all. Maya nodded, but her eyes betrayed cautious hope. The core had revealed much, but the Council's stubborn pride was a powerful barrier. The negotiations began tense and formal. Ambassador Varkish opened with a warning. Earth's defiance threatens the balance of power. The Council demands surrender and submission to our laws. Maya responded with calm resolve. Earth is no conquest. We are a species that has awakened an ancient guardian, one that protects our world and grants us strength. We will not be broken. The core's voice, resonant and clear, filled the chamber. The Council's aggression has awakened forces beyond your understanding. Peace is possible, but only through respect and cooperation. Debate grew heated. Some council members pushed for renewed attacks, but Lyra held firm, reminding them of the mounting losses and the new alliances Earth had forged. Outside the chamber, tensions simmered. Allied fleets patrolled the station's perimeter, a reminder that diplomacy existed alongside the threat of renewed violence. Lieutenant High Malik stood on the observation deck with his fellow pilots from Earth and their new allies, watching the stars with mixed emotions. Feels strange, High said. After all the fighting, now we're hoping words will save us. His allied companion, a pilot from the Zephyr system named Kira, smiled gently. Sometimes words are the hardest battle. Back inside, a breakthrough emerged. The core proposed a radical idea: a joint council that included Earth, the Council's member worlds, and allied systems. A new order based on mutual respect and shared stewardship of the galaxy's resources. This could end centuries of conflict, the core said. Together, we can protect not just Earth, but all worlds from destruction. The proposal sparked a fierce debate. Some delegates feared losing power, others saw the promise of peace. Ambassador Lyra pressed forward. We have witnessed the strength of unity in the face of adversity. Let this be the dawn of a new era. Just as hope began to blossom, an explosion rocked the station. Alarms blared. Security forces scrambled as the lights flickered. Saboteurs had struck agents loyal to hardliners within the Council who rejected peace. Chaos erupted in the corridors. Shots rang out. The fragile trust threatened to shatter. General Marcus Reynolds moved swiftly. Coordinating defense teams and protecting the delegates, Maya rushed to the core's console, stabilizing systems as the AI's presence flickered under. Attack. In the heart of the chaos, Ambassador Lyra confronted the saboteurs. "You seek to destroy what could save us all," she said fiercely. "But your violence only proves the need for change." Her words cut through the tension, buying time for security forces to regain control. The saboteurs were captured or fled, but the damage was done. The summit was no longer safe. As calm returned, the delegations regrouped, shaken but resolute. The attack was a stark reminder the path to peace would not be easy. Yet, in the face of violence, something powerful had taken root. The possibility of a future where Earth and the Council could coexist, and perhaps thrive together, remained alive. Outside, Earth's blue glow shone steadily through the station's windows. The war had tested humanity, the core, and the Council alike. Now, the galaxy watched as fragile hope flickered against the vast darkness of space. The echoes of the sabotage still hummed through the corridors of the orbiting station. But the summit pressed on. It was clear now more than ever that the stakes were higher than any single faction or fleet. The war for Earth had become a turning point, not just for a planet, but for the future of the galaxy. General Marcus Reynolds stood tall as the delegates reconvened, the weight of the conflict etched into his features. "We have faced destruction, betrayal, and the fury of war, but we have also faced each other. And now, we must choose a new path." Ambassador Lyra nodded beside him, her resolve unshaken despite the attacks. "The core's proposal offers U.S. a chance to move beyond conflict, to build a galaxy where cooperation replaces conquest." The core's holographic form shimmered softly, a quiet beacon of ancient wisdom and boundless possibility. This planet and its people have endured. They have risen with strength born not of domination, but of unity. Together, we can forge a future of peace. The Council deliberated late into the station's long night. Some factions remained wary, haunted by centuries of power struggles. Others embraced the vision, recognizing that the old order was crumbling. Ambassador Varkish, once a fierce advocate for invasion, spoke last. His tone was heavy with reluctant respect. Earth's resistance, its bond with the core, and the alliances it has formed, these have changed the balance. Perhaps it is time for the Council to listen. With a decisive vote, the Council agreed to a ceasefire. The invasion fleet withdrew from Earth's orbit, leaving behind a scarred but unbroken world. Back on Earth, the news sparked a wave of celebration and cautious optimism. In cities and villages alike, people gathered to watch the skies clear, to hear once again the familiar stars. Lieutenant Hein Malik flew a patrol over a quiet cityscape, the weight of battle easing from his shoulders. Beside him, Kira from the Zephyr system smiled. "We fought for this moment, a chance to live, to grow." Hein nodded, eyes on the horizon. "A new dawn for Earth, and maybe for all of us." Dr. Maya Patel returned to the core's chamber beneath Antarctica, greeted by a steady hum of energy and light. The ancient AI was no longer just a weapon or a guardian, it was a partner. "The core has offered knowledge and strength," Maya said, her voice filled with awe. "Together, we will rebuild, explore, and protect this world." The AI responded with a surge of gentle energy, a promise carried not in words, but in purpose. Across the galaxy, the new Council and Alliance of Earth, the former invaders and allied systems, began to form. Its mission was clear: to ensure peace, to share knowledge, and to guard against threats that could endanger all life. Ambassador Lyra was appointed as a liaison between Earth and the Council, her voice a bridge between old worlds and new beginnings. In quiet moments, humanity felt the core's presence not as a cold machine, but as a living part of the planet's soul. It inspired new discoveries, innovations, and a deeper connection to the universe. Children looked up at the stars with wonder, dreaming of worlds beyond their own. The invasion that had seemed inevitable and unstoppable had instead awakened something extraordinary. It revealed humanity's strength, resilience, and the power of unity. It reminded the galaxy that even in the darkest moments, hope could rise. And Earth, scarred but undefeated, stood ready to write the next chapter of its story. A story not of conquest, but of courage, cooperation, and a new dawn for all. The end.